Welcome to TWitWoW, the best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans, by wrestling fans, on the web today. I'm John. That's my cohort and commentary, Ashton. And this is our NXT review. I was pretty meh on this episode of NXT. Surprise, surprise. Obviously, there were some acts that I'm growing to be a fan of. Nikita Lyons is one. I enjoy Ivy Nile, so it was a good night for the women. Don't really like what they're doing with the women's tag titles. Seemingly, it's stand and deliver, but I guess this means also that Gigi isn't injured. It's implied that showdown was going to go down, possibly. I don't know. Um, I thought Cora Jade got a nice vignette. So again, I think the women were actually the best part of this show. But then you got acts that I don't like. Von Wagner against Bodie Hayward. I like Bodie. He looked like he belonged in a stable with Billy and Chuck when they were going through their ninja phase. Just with the red band around his head and everything. Briggs and Jensen, don't really care for them. So it was kind of a mixed bag for me. Main event seemed solid. But partner, what did you think about this episode of NXT?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much same. Meh might be even overstating my enthusiasm for it. I really didn't care for it. I'm just ready to get into this and get done with it.
All right,
Really, I'm
let's
ready
get
to
into
kind
our.
of wipe my hands clean of NXT for now. It's just like every Tuesday is a dread.
Yeah, Tuesdays are met with great apathy from me, just with how piss poor the content for me at least has been.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get into our first segment. Heat of the night. I mean, nothing we haven't said before really, so I'm
Right.
I'm pretty mum on this segment. You got anything that you want to bring to the table?
Yeah, I actually do, and it is completely new because it just happened tonight, and it just happened to throw away months and months worth of character development, and that is that Raquel and Dakota are just okay with each other now. They're just friends again.
Yeah, yeah, I hated this. I hated every like.
Yeah, that's
Honestly,
why
I know
it
what I said about
surprises me that
yeah.
you didn't say you had a heat of the night because this is like how do we not hate this?
Well, I mean, I do, but at this point, dude, NXT's beaten me down so much where I'm like, what's the point even complaining about it? Like sucking is just their default state with stuff like this. Like, because more than just flushing the character progression of Dakota Kai down the drain, so why even take me on this journey? Especially when Raquel really hasn't changed at all. Like, Wendy Chu gets the rawest fucking deal here. Like, she opens her heart to Dakota and says like I'll be your friend, gives Dakota confidence and gives her faith like maybe I'm not a bad person. Maybe I deserve friendship. And you know something? That's a beautiful story to tell. But then you throw it away. You're like, "Oh, Wendy Chu who?" As soon as Raquel and you, she's back, and it's like, oh, but if you and me, and if me and you, let's do it. It's like, no, no. What about Wendy? I far prefer that team anyway. So even on a fan standpoint, even if I
hmm
was a fan of the Raquel and Dakota team, it's like I prefer Chu and Kai. And just from a non kayfabe standpoint, because we talk about both on this show, Wendy Chu, the woman behind the character, I get jibbed out of a fucking takeover spot when I really put my back into this character, have a banger fucking theme song, which is ironic given how like calm and peaceful it is, and everything else, and you're gonna throw me aside for the established act, which we come to expect, of course, but it doesn't make it any less bitter. The whole thing sucks.
Part of
Whole thing
me,
sucks.
as far as Wendy goes, you have to just assume that she's injured, right? Like if she's not injured, this makes somehow even less sense than it already made. Like to me, this is like Wendy Chu is injured and the WWE is in a bind trying to figure out what they're going to do for a women's tag title match at Takeover or at it's not even called Takeover anymore at Stand and Deliver. So they just fucking throw months worth of character development out the window and just like, oh well, this is fine again, we're good. And like to me, my problem isn't Wendy got robbed, which like if she's not injured is 100% true. My problem is that you basically completely invalidated all of Dakota's character growth that was helped by Wendy And you basically just you almost robbed Raquel of agency in a way.
Yeah, yeah. I just, I, yeah, I feel like it was a good night for the women overall, but this was definitely a blight on that night for them. Because I don't understand this at all. Do you have anything else you want to say about it?
I think I'm gonna just, ready to move on. Let's move on.
All right, let's get into our NXT review. And we open up with six-man tag action. LA Knight teaming with MSK versus Imperium. Thought it was a solid tag match. Good back and forth. I will say I was surprised by Imperium winning this one. Carter gets leveled with a stiff clothesline and then just gets pinned for the win. So yeah, Imperium getting momentum before Stand and Deliver, which I saw was going to be Saturday at 1. Honestly, I completely forgot about it. It doesn't even feel like Mania weekend. I'm just so checked out.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
No, it really doesn't. You're
Um,
right.
but yeah, Imperium fucking wins. And then we get a video package. Actually, no, before that, MSK, they look on from the ring after losing. Creed brothers are on the ramp. So, all these teams have kind of come together here because we know it's going to be a triple threat tag match at Stand and Deliver. After that, we get a little video, Io Shirai and Kaylee Ray, kind of one of those promos talking about, winning the Dusty Classic and their plan to make the Women's Championship match a fatal four-way. Shirai and Kaylee Ray, it gets a little bit competitive at the end. Shirai saying that she's going to win, and of course, Kaylee Ray says the same. Can they coexist? Oh, wait, they don't have to. It's a fatal four way. So, yeah, after that, we get a little bit of, hype, just a graphic. Ivy Nile versus Tiffany Stratton. And then we see Dakota Kai looking for Wendy Chu, which, she finds her pajamas and slippers and stuff all on the ground and ripped up. So it's like, oh no, what happened to Wendy? And God, this could have gone in such a good place, and yet you just decide to just retread and go back to already established ground. Um, Ivy Nile versus Tiffany Stratton. Really a nothing match here. Tiffany is really green. Ivy, I think, is the same, which is why they've only kept her in short matches, but they're kind of making her Goldberg-esque with an undefeated streak. I will say there was a video package before this showed Tatum Paxley trying to clean up the Diamond Mine dojo. Ivy pretty much kicks her out. And I did like the line Ivy had here where she told Tatum, we kick ass, not kiss ass. And, she said, if you want a spot, you got to prove yourself to us. Tatum grabs the chain of one of the punching bags and just drags it out, I guess showing her power. So I thought that was a pretty cool video package. But yeah, the match was pretty much nothing. Saray distracting, with the smoke and coming out in her actual wrestling attire. Stratton to be caught in the Dragon Sleeper, which I do like how Ivy makes it look. I think it's a great submission for her. And, I was never really invested in the Saray Tiffany storyline. But even thinking about this one, I'm like, and again, this is just having Lucha Underground happen to both of us, and we'll never forget it for as long as we live. I'm like, this actually could have been a good story if you didn't treat Saray like a stereotype and a caricature. Because I'm just thinking, like, in her first run before they repackaged her and they brought her back as this. She got a few wins. Then it was like a losing streak, and she felt further away than ever from the women's championship and her goals. You could have done this whole. You remember when NXT used to do those kind of inside look extended vignettes
Yes.
where you would get to talk to the person and stuff? I wish they would have done that with Saray, man. And she could have opened up and been like, coming to America, leaving my home, leaving my culture and having nothing to show for it, it really took a toll on my mental health. Have her really be vulnerable. And then she says, I go back to my old home, and maybe you could show Saray's old home. And I remembered something that my grandmother left for me, so I took it back with me to America. And you can make it I don't know if you want to use the same necklace, if there really was such a necklace or what, because I don't know the authenticity of that. But you could have done this real, in-depth, humanizing thing. And Tiffany, if she wasn't so green and wasn't such a reductive paint by numbers villain in her own right, we could position her as most rich people, a fucking sociopath who doesn't understand anything about human vulnerability or feeling. And, maybe you could even run back that segment where she's showing off the necklace or people are complimenting Saray because she's winning. and Tiffany could just tear it down, and you do some of the same stuff. But it's like you could have given this depth. I think my biggest problem with this story is that Saray doesn't really have depth in this, and Tiffany really doesn't either, mind you. But I feel like Saray, as the protagonist, as the victim here, should have more depth and nuance and stuff like that. And it's like, man, you missed so many opportunities here to
Yeah,
get me to further appreciate Saray.
that's fair.
And it
Yeah,
just but no, schoolgirl outfit, right?
right.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah, fuck,
you
man.
know, I do wish that there was more depth to Saray. We talked about this. I think it might have been last week or the week before. I feel like every week NXT just does some ridiculous, egregious thing with one of the women that we like. Um, you know, the Saray thing and now the Dakota Kai thing. But I do want to backtrack just a tiny little bit. I really like Ivy Nile, man. I see a lot in her. I think she's got like future Raw or SmackDown Women's Champion written all over her. Maybe within the next like 4 years or so.
Hey, man, I agree. I've liked Ivy for a while. I think I've liked her since her debut match. I just like the intensity. I think even though she's limited right now, the stuff that she does, again, especially that Dragon Sleeper finish, I
Yeah,
think look very good.
it really does. It looks really
So I
legit.
agree with you,
She
man.
comes off as really legit.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And again, I think it's amazing that you can have a performer really as polished and as legit as Shayna because she came from that world. Where did Ivy come from again? Wasn't it like American Ninja Warrior or something?
I
Where
think the
where did she?
Rock show. I don't even know.
Oh, the Rock show. I think it was what, Clash of the Titans or something.
Something along those
Um,
lines. Yeah, Titan
yeah,
Games. Titan Games.
Titan. Yeah, okay, so I was in the ballpark. Um, but yeah, man, I definitely agree. So after that, we get a Dolph Ziggler video package. Nobody cares. Then it's Tommaso Ciampa promo. Nobody cares. Um, then we get LDF versus Jensen and Briggs. I don't even really want to talk about this because Jensen and Briggs win. And that really sucks. I love LDF, man. I love Wild and Mendoza as a team. I've said repeatedly, I think Wild is in a good place in a tag team. Mendoza, I could see doing singles, but clearly they see him as more of a tag team guy right now. So it just sucks to see them taking L's. I will give Briggs credit. He does seem to have a legit looking lariat. I thought the 450, doozled into the choke slam spot was done well by both guys. But I don't like the tag team. I don't like the redneck again stereotype thing.
Yeah.
It just I don't know. It just doesn't connect with me. What does connect with me, Cameron fucking Grimes. What did you think about his promo here?
Oh, I must have missed his promo. I didn't even know he cut a promo tonight.
I think it was pretty much the same message he's always been saying, to be fair. But I mean, Cameron again is so endearing that I could hear him talking about the same thing 100 times over. He says he's nervous about this qualifying match because it's the biggest match of his career. And he says Roderick Strong and A-Kid don't need the win like I do. And he says the match is more about winning a title. It's about delivering on the promise he made to his late father. So, yeah. I mean, that's not to be that guy, but I think especially in a pandemic where a lot of wrestling fans have probably unfortunately known loss, that is a resonant line for Grimes. And I don't think he's cheap in using it. I think it's very sincere, and I think that vulnerability speaks well to him. And my God, what a fire fucking babyface! You just
Yeah.
want to see the guy take on the world and win. I respect it. I've got really nothing negative to say. I think it would almost be tasteless. I have anything negative to say, but yeah, Grimes very endearing, great promo. Then we get the toxic attraction talking segment. Oh my God, you know what's funny? Like I really with this group, I know we've always said that Gigi's like the talented one, and that's true. That remains true after this. But even her promo here, I'm like, part of me feels like this faction's making her worse. Like I feel like she's speaking in a way that's suitable to this faction, but I liked
Yes.
it more when it was like, so you get what I'm saying then.
Well, yeah, because like the whole gimmick of the faction is like, oh, we're hot shit because we're attractive.
Dude, I literally made a similar joke watching this. I'm thinking to myself like, we're attractive. That's the gimmick, and it's like, fuck, damn it.
Yeah, you know, there
So
are things that I could say, but I'm going to keep it to myself.
okay, okay. Um, Mandy, bless her heart, I guess. She's trying to be like, oh, Io and Kaylee Ray, they totally misunderstood me. I said I'd take on any woman, not at the same time. That's absurd. Uh, and so she pretty much talking about like how this is unfair to her. Again, classic heel line there. Then we go on to them saying, Dakota and Wendy Chu, they let us down. And so Wendy apologized for being a failure, and then they dump the rest of the stuff in the bags. JC talks, or Gigi talks first, then JC, more or less saying, we're coming in with all the gold, we're leaving with all the gold, we're going to watch Mandy beat three bimbos at the same time. Dakota comes out to defend her friend, which would change in literally what felt like 10 seconds. She gets beat down, and then Raquel comes out, evens the odds, and then the horrible thing happened that we already talked about in Heat of the Night, so we can just gloss over that and move on. After that, Mackenzie's backstage with Trick and Mello. Mello says people should be thanking him and appreciating his managerial skills for putting all these matches together. But it won't matter because at Stand and Deliver, he'll still be the North American champion. Grayson Waller and his heavy interrupt Sangha, and they have a little bit of a back and forth. Grayson Waller again reminding us how he dived off a cage, sacrificed himself for War Games, went viral, and he says like, imagine what I'll do to go viral with that North American Championship at Stand and Deliver. And oh, by the way, mine's bigger than yours, referring to Sangha, like kind of towering over Williams. Yeah, there's your golf clap for that line there. So after that, we get Von Wagner versus Bodie Hayward. Nothing really to say here. Von Wagner's clearly the priority, being teamed up with Robert Stone, and Bodie and Andre Chase are more of a comedy act at present. We did see, what was her name? Because Ikemen Jiro and Kushida had their own like
Oh
Japanese
God,
commentary, but I forget.
was it
Yeah, and
Huxley? Paxley?
no, that's Diamond Mine. That's Diamond Mine. This is a
Oh
different woman.
shit. Yeah,
But yeah,
I'm
Robert
blanking
Stone's
on
been
it.
trying to recruit her too. Yeah, Robert Stone's been trying to recruit her too, and so that will, I guess we'll see where that goes. Oh yeah, it's something Cromwell. It's something Cromwell. Um,
Oh,
so
right, because we had that
yeah,
whole
Stone
discussion
trying to.
where you thought that Cromwell was like, and rightfully so, was like a rich person's name, and I just associate it with like witches because of fucking Halloween Town.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So yeah, Cromwell, Robert Stone looking to get her into the fold. Uh, After that, Joe Gacy versus Draco Anthony. Fuck this Joe Gacy gimmick. Uh, After that, we get a plug about Undertaker's Hall of Fame induction and the Steiner brothers. That's plural, so I'm amazed that Scott's actually going to be involved in the Hall of
I
Fame.
know, right?
Um,
I've heard people
I
basically
kind of
speculating that they think Braun wins the title back at Stand and Deliver, and for the post match celebration, the Steiner Bros get in the ring and hold them up on their shoulders, and we get like confetti and stuff.
oh wow, yeah. I kind of want to hear Scott's Hall of Fame speech. I want to hear if he shoots. Really, I really hope he does. Honestly, the comedy fucking gold. So yeah, we get a look at Braun. I like the guy. Always like the guy. And pretty much says that he's going to get NXT back on track. Calls Dolph Ziggler poison, and he'll take the title back for everyone who chants NXT. Top babyface vibes, guys. I mean, he is totally being groomed. He's totally the pet project. Um, Nikita Lyons, I'm sure she'll be trending again on Twitter after this match. I fortunately didn't see it. I did have internet issues, guys. Like around this point, a little before this point, still having them, honestly, but thankfully we're able to do this review. Did you have any thoughts about this, bro?
This was actually one segment that I know for a fact I missed. I missed this and the first like 5 minutes or so of the main event triple threat.
Okay. Um, so yeah, apparently Lash Legend said after Stand and Deliver, they still got business to take care of. Diamond Mine is backstage. Malcolm Bivens hypes him up, says Roderick will qualify for Stand and Deliver tonight and become a two-time NXT North American champion. Then the Creed brothers will win the NXT Tag Team titles on the same night. Bivens says they are taking all the gold and will have more gold than Mr. T, and he pities the fool who wants it. They walk off to the ring, and Brutus and Julius wish them good luck. Brutus receives a text, and the person texting him wishes the Creed brothers good luck at Stand and Deliver and says they will be watching. Brutus thinks it's the same dudes who jumped them. Julius claims that it's fine, and they'll deal with Stand and Deliver first, then take these guys out when they pop up. So again, I say this is one of the most interesting stories that this new NXT has going. I'm really curious who this team is that's been antagonizing Diamond Mine. I'm sure when they reveal themselves, Malcolm Bivens will have S tier fucking tweets because he is an S tier fucking existence. I actually am very disappointed that I didn't get to hear him speak tonight. When I don't get my daily dose of Bivens, I get very cranky. So, with that, we get our main event. Roderick Strong, Cameron Grimes, a kid. Really nothing to say here again as I didn't see this and you missed the first 5 minutes. So the stuff that you did see, what did you think about this main event?
Oh, it was really good. Um, Roderick Strong being a workhorse as always. You know, it's funny. A Kid, before his two matches that we've seen him have here in NXT, I've heard about him, but I always assumed that he was like a high flyer, almost like a fucking like an older, like, you know, pre-bulking Will Ospreay type. Like he was like a flippy guy, you know what I mean? Turns out he's more of like a grappler actually, and he's pretty good at it. Like he's pretty fun to watch do it. Cameron Grimes, obviously an ace. You know, he's great. He had a few really cool moments here. I think the most memorable moments for me were his PK on the outside to, I believe, Roderick, his moonsault slam, which I don't even remember who he hit it to, but I was worried about him because I thought he landed on his fucking head, which I would have always been worried about Scott Steiner when he did it because he looked like he literally just always landed on his fucking head. And of course, the cave in to win the match, and then, you know, just post match celebrations, just good shit. I'm happy for Grimes.
Definitely. Great to see him get this moment. He seems to be the favorite, I guess, just given how the storyline's going for Stand and Deliver. And yeah, I just really will be curious how this goes down. Grimes celebrates after. Hayes takes the mics though and congratulates Grimes for making it to the match and makes his cops proud. Hayes says there's no way Grimes leaving Stand and Deliver with the title. Santos yells at Hayes to shut up. Santos walks to the crowd and talks about how he's bringing the title back to Legado del Fantasma. God, such a fucking king. Waller says family doesn't matter, but the image of him bringing down the title from the ladder will go viral. Solo tells Waller to shut his ass up and says this is going to be a fight as he becomes NXT North American champion. Grimes says all he has to say is he's taking the title to the moon. Grimes drops the mic and decks Hayes in the middle of the ring. Big brawl breaks out with everybody, and Joaquin Wilde and Raul Mendoza join in along with Trick and Senga. So even like the associates, some of the competitors get in on this. And yeah, that's how we go home is the big brawl. So next segment, high spots, low shots. I'm gonna make my low shot real simple. Roderick Strong. Again, I really feel like narratively, your other teammates are gonna start looking at you before too long and being like, "Bro, are you pulling your weight or not?" Because like we're winning. Ivy Niles undefeated. Creed Bros may very well become tag team champions at Stand and Deliver. We don't know that yet, but you know they won the fucking Dusty Classic. So even if they were to lose the championship match, if you were still going by a "what have you done for me lately" thing, I don't know. We won the fucking Dusty Cup. Roddy just stays losing, man. It's been rough for Roderick, so he's gonna be my my low shot. And again, this was his last chance to qualify. I had the second chance, and he still couldn't get it done.
Yeah, it's starting to feel like the relationship between Roderick Strong and NXT is winding down. I'm wondering if they're ready to call him up or if he is like if his contract is coming up and he's gonna want to leave.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll have to see. Who's your low shot, man?
Um, I think that's actually a really good question. You said that your low shot, you were just talking about it, right?
Yeah, Roderick Strong.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Actually, now that I think about it, it's actually really easy for me. I'm gonna make my low shot Wendy Chu because she got, I guess, jumped maybe and then replaced instantly and forgotten about.
Yeah, yeah, that's a pretty great fucking choice, actually. Yeah, that definitely works. Um,
I will say,
so I
I just want to throw out an honorable mention for my low shot to Nash Carter, because he was the one that ate the pin in the 3-on-3 tag match, and he's getting abuse allegations coming out against him from Kimberly. So there's that too.
Yeah, I was really not going to broach that on the podcast because that's a really confusing situation. Because I don't know if you saw the follow up on it that people are claiming that she falsified those allegations.
Well, yeah, I'm
So,
not. She's one of those people that we've heard things from Jackie about how questionable Kimberly's character is. Let's just put it that way.
so yeah, I think that's all we should say about the situation. That's all I'm comfortable saying. Is I just want the situation to play out. Obviously, if he did it, action should be taken as it should with everybody on speaking out that took WWE forever to do something about. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Um, and God knows it's only going to embolden the CWC arena even more to boo MSK and I guess other acts that people are like, hey, it's whatever. So that's pretty insufferable to think about. High spot. Let's see. Where do I want to go with my high spot? You know what? I guess I'll take the low hanging fruit. Fuck it. Cameron Grimes. It's been a great story that they've told with him. Very emotional, very vulnerable, very honest. And he got the win, and he's going to stand and deliver. So great night for Grimes. Who's your high spot?
Yeah, it was a really good night for Grimes. God, who is my high spot? You know what? Actually, I can say that pretty confidently. My high spot is Robert Stone Brand, because Wagner got the win and they got that smile from that woman that he's trying to recruit.
Yeah, yeah, that's a great pick, man. Robert Stonebrand doing big things finally. Um, So yeah, guys, with that said, this has been NXT. This has been TwitWoW, the best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans, by wrestling fans, on the web today. I'm John. That's my co-word and commentary, Ashton. Guys, sure to like the videos, file out. The more likes you leave, the more likely we're the top search result for NXT reviews on YouTube, although that's probably not going to last much longer. Stand and Deliver may be the last thing we do with NXT because we're both just totally checked out.
Oh, it is.
Still,
We're
though,
we're
leave the
done.
like
We're
if we
done with
can.
this shit. I'm done dreading my Tuesdays. Stand and delivers the last thing.
Yeah, well, there you
I
go.
will
You
say
heard it
I
here.
would be open to continuing to do like live reactions to their bigger shows like this. Like just keep our finger on the pulse just enough to know when those are coming and be willing to live react to them if the card looks good enough. But we're not reviewing this every week anymore. We're done. If it was up to me, we would have stopped like a month and a half ago.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, we're rounding out our business, guys. Fuck. But leave a like while you can. More like you, and I already did the whole thing. Subscribe, click the bell icon so you don't miss any of that TWitWoW goodness. Check out everything we're involved in the description box. I already plug Patreon. I always like to plug that. You can figure out how to get your own TWitWoW request. I know we're still waiting on Dominic Adams to give a date for his, because I know, Dominic, you're a part of our Discord, which I'll get to. And I know, Achievement, we got a OTT request coming next month in April. So if you're wondering how to get your own TWitWoW request, check out the details below in our Patreon. I also want to plug extra Q&A questions. Q&A is this Thursday, March 31st. We do Q&As at the last Thursday of every month. If you're a non-Patreon donor, you only get 3 questions, but for just $1, you can get up to 5 questions. I, however, would donate a whole $3 because you get the additional Q&A questions and Discord access. We have a channel for everything in the TwitWoW Discord, including Q&A questions, so it's just an easy place to submit. Be sure to think about it. Follow us both on Twitter. I am at John_TwitWoW. My pinned tweet is to collect Q&A questions. Ashton is at Ashton_TwitWoW. His pinned tweet is the TwitWoW schedule. And man, what a schedule it is, because tomorrow we will be live reacting to AEW Dynamite at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Then Thursday, we've got Q&A, 7 p.m. Then Friday, Ashton, since you know my issues, I'm just going to check with you here. I know we're going to be doing Rampage at 10. Are we previewing Stand and Deliver at 11:30, I'm guessing?
You know
Like we
what?
did with
I
Stardom?
think I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna preview. If you're okay with this, I'm gonna leave this up to you. I think it would be a good idea to preview Stand and Deliver before SmackDown on Friday. So I say we go live at like 7 for that. Then obviously we have games
Okay.
during SmackDown. Then we'll do Rampage at 10. Then 11:30 comes around, and we'll do a preview prediction for WrestleMania.
Okay, WrestleMania, Jesus Christ. Saturday at 1, Stand and Deliver live reactions. I'll have to let my family know
Wait.
that.
Oh yeah, I
And as
guess. Shit, I don't even have
yeah,
that on the schedule. Honestly, I forgot about that. Fuck.
I know. And then WrestleMania. Should we just decide right here and now what we're gonna do about
I
WrestleMania?
genuinely think that
'Cause-
we should keep it to only one day, and if Charlotte Ronda ends up main eventing the day that we're going to be reacting to, which is most likely day one, we just cut out early before that starts.
okay. Did you still want to react to the post WrestleMania Raw?
No, I'm good.
Awesome. I'm actually really relieved you said that because I'm like, fuck, I do not give a shit about this WrestleMania, and post WrestleMania Raw has been meh last few years now. So, yeah, guys, you heard it from Ashton here. It's going to be a busy week for us. I, for one, can't wait to get through it. And then what we can look forward to after that is the fucking start of the Cinderella tournament for Stardom, at least
Woohoo!
if it gets up on Stardom World. That's actually something to give a shit about because Stardom doesn't fucking suck, and it brings me joy. So,
Yay for
yeah,
not sucking.
so yeah, guys, that's I guess just me working myself into a shoot there, just because WWE makes me fucking miserable. But at least we could share in the misery together, right, gang? So yeah, be there. If you're not, you thought I was gonna say be a mark, didn't you? No, I'm not playing around right now. Fucking be there. All right, no, but I love you guys. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. And again, it's WrestleMania weekend. Yeah, it sure feels like it, doesn't it? But until then, tune in. Peace out.